I'm back. It's been so long. Where have I been? Brian, my man, how are you doing tonight, baby? Where were you in the last half an hour block, Brian? Craith, how the hell are you, man?
What's up, guys?
What the hell are you?
Pretty good.
As you can clearly and definitively see, our friend Jay is not able to join us tonight. Okay, Martin, I don't know what your background is, but it looks fucking beautiful.
Yeah, I'm not even home.
Where are you?
I'm actually at a hotel right now.
Your background is A1 steak sauce right now. I love it.
I know.
So I have some comments here from my previous 30-minute show I just did. And the very, very last comment stood out to me, and I didn't see this before I signed off on that show. But Craith, Martin, I want your opinions on this. Jake Paul's fight was rigged by Mr. Flexing Laser.
I think it was. Because, I mean, you can't say that that Pat Askren, a guy that, now I think of it, it might have been rigged, but I'm not sure. But it wasn't really a good fight. It wasn't a good fight at all. You got Jake Paul, who is a YouTuber, some guy who was one of the biggest guys, one of the biggest influencers in the world. But then you got been fighting a guy who has no experience in boxing, and his striking is one of the worst. So I'm not sure.
Craith, what do you think?
That's the thing. What's your definition of rigged? Is it rigged like, hey, go out there and lose this fight? No. Was it rigged as in Jake Paul likes setting himself up against cans he knows he can beat and then he can celebrate? Absolutely. Yeah, there was no way. He went out there and fought like, what does he do? What is Ben Askren, like a middle school teacher now? Something like that.
That exactly. So the thing
like
about Ben Askren is he was in the UFC. He wasn't known for his striking ability. So now you put him in a sport that is specifically the striking ability. Of course Ben Askren's going to get his ass kicked by a guy that's actually been training at boxing.
Of course. Like, what do you expect?
So do I think that fight was rigged? Yeah, I guarantee you that all money was on Askren. Everybody's like, all right, hold up. We can't let that happen. So yeah, Jake Paul wins the fight. But is Jake Paul going to win the fight in the first round with less than a minute to go? Probably not. He probably actually knocked him clean the fuck out.
No.
So we have a question about Monday Night Raw, and I'm scared here. Kyle asks, first question, let's get it started. What do you guys think it means for the character development of Mace and T-Bar finally having their masks removed? Craith, let's start with you. I want to hear. You gave the thumbs down right away.
It means absolutely nothing as long as his name is still T-Bar. Mace is cool. I like the name Mace. T-Bar, no. That's the character development I'm looking for here. I thought their masks were cool. At least Mace's. Like, I liked them. I don't know. Maybe that's
I have a feeling they're going to jump back to their original names. It's already being widely reported that Mia Yim is going back to Mia Yim and getting rid of Reckoning.
Yeah, and she's actually going to SmackDown.
Yeah, her and Slapdick are going to SmackDown.
Yeah, that.
Slapjack's going to beat Bobby Lashley for the WWE Championship one day.
I don't think that's going to happen under any circumstance.
He's going to get drafted to SmackDown with him. Slapjack. It's going to be great.
So before we talk about the Black, what day of the week was it this year? Was it Wednesday?
Wednesday, yeah.
Wednesday. The Black Wednesday releases. Let's talk about Monday Night Raw because it was an absolute and utter shit show. The second segment of Monday Night Raw this week was the exact same second segment as Monday Night Raw last week. And is his name Aiden? Aiden Venk?
You think,
yeah.
Like that. The ESPN new commentator?
Yeah.
That's on Monday Night Raw. Fucked up the Viking Raiders name for the second straight week and ignored Corey Graves for the second straight week on the correct name.
Oh boy. I didn't watch the show, but that sounds awful.
Apparently, they're the Viking Express now. I know that name was like passed around at one point, but I never knew it went official.
It was a Viking. It was a Viking experience. Now it was Viking Raiders, and I was
2 weeks, 2 weeks in a row, and this guy's just not.
It's
Corey's like, "Hey, I'm gonna help you," and he's just like, "Nah, I don't need it."
apparently you do.
How can you put the exact same match though? You have the Viking Raiders versus Shelton Benjamin
Cedric Alexander.
and Cedric Alexander for the second straight week.
That's because WWE does not care about who is in the tag team division.
At this point, do they have a Raw tag team division besides the Viking Experience Express Raiders, whatever you want to call them?
You got New Day.
You got AJ and Almost, who surprisingly has not been on Raw for the past 2 weeks, I want to say.
Yeah, you have your champions not even on the show. I completely forgot that the New Day was on Raw, so that's my bad.
I'm really hoping that it was because of COVID reasons, but knowing Vince McMahon, he's really like, oh, I forgot we have tag team champions now. And he's like, whatever, just stick to catering, do whatever you want, just stick to catering.
What are your thoughts on this, Craith?
Maybe there's like a secret injury or something. Well, no, because Raw doesn't have a tag team division. You're right. There's like 4 teams. We got the tag champs. We got the New Day. We got the former Hurt Business. Yeah. And then
now the Viking Raiders.
And the Viking Raiders. Like that's it.
Yeah.
So
but okay, is SmackDown's tag team division much better? We're missing an Uso. Oh yeah, it's Rude and
yeah, I was like, who are the tag champs?
Yeah,
they're that forgettable. The only real tag team I remember really is the Street Profits. If that's not because of them, that's because of Montez Ford's wife, Bianca Belair.
Brian says they need to combine the tag divisions. I'm all for that. Unify the titles. Tag team champions can go on both shows. Especially since you're not going to fucking focus on them anyway. Give them less time if you're not going to give them any time. That matters. Chad, how are you? Thank you for joining us. We love you.
I don't know. I'm sick of them combining divisions and then breaking them apart a couple of years later because I feel like they just keep doing it. So just book them better. That's it. You have a 3-hour show on Raw. There's no reason for any of your divisions to be this awful. You have 3 hours to fill. Use it constructively.
But unfortunately, WWE does not know how to book an actual tag team division, and that's just it. That's the problem. Like,
guys, I know how to save the tag team division.
How?
Scrap it.
No. Here's how you save it.
Much better.
With creative control, you bring back Enzo Amore and Big Cass.
Oh my god.
Oh jeez.
I would pop for them to come back. I'm not gonna lie. I'd pop for it.
Too. I would absolutely pop.
It'd be huge.
Brandon says, I think anyone could have wrote a better Raw show. I think anybody is correct when they say that.
The past 2 weeks has been awful. I didn't even watch it last week on Monday, but on last week, I gave it a chance. I was like, all right, it's the post-Mania show. I want to give you a chance. Don't disappoint me.
It was a disappointment.
And you give me absolutely nothing for a post-Mania show. That was one of the most worst shows that I've ever watched. Like, yippee! Charlotte's back. Like, am I supposed to be excited for that?
Charlotte, you got the Viking Raiders, and you got Pat McAfee.
Oh, look, you got the Viking Raiders back. Cool, but do you, what else? Oh, wait.
Pat McAfee.
I'm just talking about Raw. You got nothing on there other than Charlotte and Viking Raiders for the post-media show, but Friday SmackDown? Pat McAfee? Ooh. I was surprised that they made him into a commentator, but I was surprised at how good he was.
On that note, and real quick, Nen Cage, I think I said that correctly. If I didn't, please correct me. Says, I'd pop so hard for Enzo and Cass returning. I would pop so far to the moon if Enzo and Cass returned. Because nobody ever getting called up from NXT got called up and were hotter than Enzo and Cass at the time.
Agreed.
Every single person in that Raw after Mania 100% knew every word that came out of Enzo's mouth. Every single word. Craith, I see a little...
I agree with the spirit of it, but I don't know if I could say, the absolute hottest ever. Shield comes to mind. Like Nexus comes to mind.
No, the Shield pop was nowhere near as big because everybody looked at them. That only at the time NXT was not on the network. Everybody looked at them like, who the fuck are these guys?
Okay, but the Nexus's rated pop was huge when all 12 of them started coming out. That was fantastic.
They didn't come from NXT though. They were all OVW guys.
No. Weren't they NXT? I swore.
Oh, they were all OVWs or FCW.
FCW, yeah.
Really?
Yeah, none of them were NXT guys. Because the first ever NXT champion, I think, was Bo Dallas or...
Yeah, like when they were in NXT, it was a game show. It wasn't really NXT yet. It was a game show.
So we have two separate Charlotte Flair comments about Raw. We have Charlotte Flair looked old, and we have Charlotte looked amazing last night on Raw. Craith, did you see either segments with Charlotte over those last 2 weeks?
Yeah, I listened to her promos. Her comeback promo. People are calling it the best promo ever, and I was like, let's try this out. It was not the best promo ever.
Oh, thank God. Oh, I thought that was her worst promo in a long time.
I thought it was standard. Nothing great, nothing. I was like, okay.
Her cadence was so unorganic. Like there's a WWE cadence, there's an organic cadence, and then there's an unorganic cadence. And it felt like hers was unorganic.
Maybe she's having breathing problems still. Because she did have COVID, right? So she could be still recovering.
Yeah, apparently she did. Yeah, so this is what I think. That promo was boring and awkward and I'm like, okay, what's the point of you coming out and doing the same thing over and over and over and over? And you were talking for way too long. I'm like, all right, let's get to the end here. But you talked for way too long. And also, I don't think somebody really suspended her.
Brandon says, I really thought her promo was okay. Not her best, but not the worst. I felt it went way too long and it was way too awkward.
Agreed.
That's all it was to me. And if it went that long and you then got somebody like Io Shirai,
that would have made it so much better.
It would have at least made sense.
I was waiting for Io Shirai. I was like, all right, this is going 5-6 minutes. Where's Io? Waiting. Still waiting. And I got nothing.
Kyle says it's hard to have good storylines when your rating is PG. And I can't disagree more with that, actually.
Yeah, you can do it. You
have to put work. You just have to put work into it. We got quite a few comments. Bigger pop, Enzo and Cass or Shane McMahon? Okay, no, he's talking about Shane McMahon when he first returned.
Oh.
When nobody expected it and his music just hit.
Enzo and Cass 100%.
I'd have to say Enzo and Cass. Shane got a big pop.
Oh yeah, of course he did because it's been like what 5-7 years since he last showed up, but nobody. But that was nothing compared to Enzo and Cass when they were in Brooklyn.
That Raw after Mania met with Enzo and Cass. What? Okay. Before I ask this question, let's get past the rest of these comments. What was the point of returning Charlotte? That's when this comment came in, so I'm going to assume it's Charlotte. Then being suspended. She's not actually suspended.
No.
It's going to be part of the storyline. She's going to be back next week, break into the building, do some stupid shit, and then she's going to be fined even more. Standard.
No.
We've been here before, folks. We've been here before.
No. Here's what I think. I think she's going to be gone for a while. Doesn't she have a walking something to do, like shoot a movie or a TV show? Because was that already done? Because from what I've heard, she hasn't done the filming yet. So if they suspended her, so she could do the movie or TV show, like The Walking Dead or Walking Tall, I forget what role she was casted in. But if they suspend her for that, then I get the point. But if she comes back next week for no reason, no. But I just think that
if they knew this was going to happen, they shouldn't have even brought her back.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what I'm thinking. Why'd you bring her back?
Martin,
she's going to pop a rating.
Exactly. Martin, we got a specific question for you.
Ooh.
Do you think Adam Cole or Dakota Kai will be called up soon?
Adam Cole, yes. When? I gotta say that after SummerSlam, there's a Raw after SummerSlam, because at first I was like, all right, Adam Cole lost to Kyle O'Reilly. Is he gonna get called up? No. The reason why he didn't get called up is because he and Kyle O'Reilly are gonna go more months, and I think after SummerSlam, after TakeOver SummerSlam, they're gonna finish that storyline. Then boom, the Monday Night Raw after SummerSlam, Adam Cole, baby, he comes out and he's on the main roster.
Craith, what do you think?
Martin, you are so close, but it's not Monday Night Raw.
Ooh,
It has to be SmackDown.
SmackDown.
It has to be SmackDown. And you're right.
Pat McAfee isn't still actively calling Adam Cole a scumbag on his show every week for Adam Cole and Pat McAfee to be done with their feud.
I totally forgot about Pat McAfee for a second. But
they're gonna wait just long enough for Pat McAfee to look normal. You know what I mean? Like just long enough for people to get used to him on commentary. And as soon as that happens, boom. It's going to be fantastic. I can't wait.
But Adam Cole to SmackDown makes complete sense to me now with Pat McAfee on the commentary. And with SummerSlam, a few more months away? That's enough time for Pat McAfee to get adjusted to commentary and be normal.
You know what else that's enough time for?
More
the
crowd.
Fans to start filling the stadiums.
Ooh, I swear, if WWE does not give Boston the SummerSlam that they lost last year, because they were supposed to have a SummerSlam last year, but nope. The whole world had to go upside down. But I can see them just going to New York or something like that. But I'd rather them go back to Boston.
Nencage says for Raw standards, it was okay. Brian, with always the controversial takes.
No, he's right. He's right.
He is absolutely right. The Attitude Era is kind of overrated. In reality, the Attitude Era had tons of terrible storylines and matches that were just an afterthought. But you know what they did have in the Attitude Era?
Characters?
No, yeah, of course they had ratings. They had fucking character building.
Which is
Gimmicks.
Something very hard to find now with WWE.
There's no character building with WWE. What is happening with my watch? Oh, it has low power, so it's yelling at me. Brendan says, will the WWE regret this deal with Peacock? Brendan, I want you to answer this question very, very honestly. If somebody was paying you $1 billion, would you regret it?
It's important to note that Peacock only got the United States WWE network, so they're still making international sales off of it too. They're making tons of money. They got so much money from it. Stupid.
And they still cut another, 9 people? Let's talk about that real quick. Real quick. Biggest mistake release that they made in this attitude or in this cut cycle.
I'm going to go against the grain because everyone's going to sit here and say Samoa Joe, but it's the Iconics.
The
Iconics.
I was also going to say the Iconics.
100% yes.
It has to be Samoa Joe.
No. It's not Samoa Joe because I understand why WWE cut him. I understand why they did.
He was on the Wrestle. It's just like Gallows and Anderson. They were physically on WrestleMania. At least the Iconics weren't on the fucking show.
So I heard the rumor was Joe wants to wrestle.
Oh yeah, that's what I heard too. He wants to wrestle, but WWE just won't pay him. But yeah,
so he's got to walk, which is I guess.
Iconics 3 was the biggest mistake WWE made when cutting everyone.
They're gonna look so good in AEW.
Oh, I agree. Joe,
they're not going anywhere else. The Iconics are going to AEW.
Samoa Joe, the Iconics, both Joe, Kay, and Royce are all going to AEW, and they are gonna be amazing stars there.
I don't know about Joe.
Really?
I think Joe might go back to Impact.
No. I do not want that to happen.
Why? Imagine Moose versus Joe. What a match that would be. Rich Swann versus Joe. Hey, look at that. Brian agrees with me for once. Joe will probably go to Impact.
What if he goes back to Ring of Honor instead?
That's something I was thinking of. Go back to the place where you made yourself famous. But would he really want to go back to Ring of Honor, though?
Why not?
I'm sure it would be exclusive. They don't do that, really, do they?
They did that to the Canellises. They just went exclusive.
Yep. Yeah, but
Joe can get out of it.
But Mickey James, however, there's only one place I can see for her. NWA. That's the only place I can see her going. And why? Easy. Nick Aldis. That is the only...
hold that thought, Martin. Nick Aldis has been with the NWA and the NWA champion for how long now?
Ever.
2-3 years.
And the last time Mickey James was a free agent, she also had the opportunity to go to the NWA and didn't.
Ooh.
She decided to go to Impact on a 1-year deal before re-signing with the WWE.
You know he's on show. I don't know why you're yelling.
I actually think that would be a smart pick for AEW because their women's division needs some more veterans.
Would be a great locker room presence in AEW, a great leader, and she could still go in the ring, but WWE just doesn't want to do anything with her anymore.
Chelsea Green was in Impact, and what was her character?
Is that like the message?
Laura Van Ness.
Oh, Laura.
Yeah, was that her?
Van Ness. Yeah.
Yes.
I had no idea that was Chelsea Green.
Yeah, it was.
No. I think Chelsea Green's already... No, you're right. I'm saying no to the question. I think she's already been promoting a gimmick on Twitter. Give me 1 second.
Yeah, she's promoting and she's bringing her old gimmick back.
Well, her and Mickey were starting that Trish and Mickey. Yeah, the Trish and Mickey storyline. Oh, yeah, what does Craith see? I see that face, bruh.
No, just Googling Chelsea Green straight up on Twitter does not get the results. I thought. I don't use Twitter a lot, so
WWE really screwed up that storyline because on paper it would have been good, but WWE doesn't know what a good women's feud is mostly, so they decided to scrap it.
I don't think WWE was behind that because they were gonna do it. They scrapped it. Chelsea Green came back from injury, and then I don't think they ever greenlighted it again.
Ooh. Yeah, that injury really screwed up her career in WWE because I think she would have been good on SmackDown, but to have your first match on SmackDown main roster and to get injured, that is some bad luck right there. I mean, what is worse than getting injured on your first match? Absolutely nothing.
Living in Wisconsin.
But yeah, she's promoting her old crazy character on Twitter.
Yeah, she is.
With the makeup running and stuff. So, but
isn't
people
isn't that Laura Van Ness? Wasn't that the essence of that character? Yeah. Okay. So our man Brandon here. Who would WWE bring back down the road that has been cut?
I gotta bring up the release list because there were so many.
Tucker.
I'll flip that. And who would want to go back to the WWE? They already weren't being used if they got cut.
I would say the Iconics would want to come back,
No.
and potentially Bo Dallas.
Bo Dallas, definitely.
No.
I guarantee you the Iconics sign with AEW, and I guarantee you they never leave as long as Sean Spears is also there.
Okay, and I just see that Bo Dallas, I think he's actually going to retire.
Yeah, I know he's gonna go live on his farm with Liv Morgan, absolutely.
Yeah.
But I could see
What
him
a
coming back
champ.
for
What a
shenanigans.
champion,
I know,
yeah.
right? All you gotta do is
Universal
believe. That's it.
All he
I
had
love
to
it.
do was believe, and he got Liv Morgan.
Absolutely, that was amazing.
This
Dreams come
mother,
true, ladies and gentlemen.
this guy
Kalisto,
can't be seen on TV, but he gets Liv Morgan. Oh yeah,
Kalisto-
we had 2 questions about Alexa Bliss here, so we'll get to that after you go, Martin.
We should have
Kalisto,
did
I
the
can-
AMA this week.
I can go for CMLL or AW or AAA, but I can actually see him going to Ring of Honor, but more AAA or CMLL. Maybe New Japan, but more Mexico or OH.
Well, right now nobody's going to Mexico. Let's start there. Let's get this lockdown over, and that has to be taken into account because somebody like Kalisto, who's obviously a luchador, very well could end up in a place like MLW for the time being, up until we have the shutdown end.
I actually think Kalisto would be a steal sign for Impact in the X division. They should jump on him immediately. AEW is pretty stacked, but Impact.
Yeah, AEW does not need him like at all. But Impact is, I could see him being in the X division. MLW, I could see that.
So we have 2 questions on the Alexa Bliss storyline that we got going on, and they're on completely different sides of the spectrum. Chad asks, is Alexa Bliss done with The Fiend? Probably. And could Nikki Cross be The Fiend's new partner?
I don't think The Fiend's going to get a new partner, but I was not expecting Alexa Bliss to turn on The Fiend. But if there was anything good over on Raw over the past 2 weeks, it's been Alexa Bliss in her promos. They are creepy, but they are entertaining. I got a little scared when I saw her first promo.
I'm not going to lie, that WrestleMania spot definitely turned me on a little.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's hard to watch sometimes because The Fiend was supposed to win, but seeing Bliss coming out of that box, whoof.
Craith, what are your thoughts on this?
So I thought about it, Chad, and the more I think about it, the more I want to see it. But WWE is not capable of telling such a nuanced story. But yeah, that'd be awesome. You keep Nikki Cross off screen for like 4 months. You let Alexa go do her thing and probably win the title because WWE only knows how to tell women's stories if it involves a title. And then you have the little stupid Jack in the Box come out, and boom, it's Nikki. That'd be great. There's a little bit of comic book writing, and I would dig it. Just enough silly for me.
Could Bliss's doll is Lizzie be Nikki Cross?
Lizzie, Nikki. I mean, yeah, it sounds similar. Why not?
I can see that.
I mean, anything's possible in the WWE.
Except
Their
for
puppets were named after real people.
except for a tag team division.
Yeah, except for good point, Martin. Good point. Chad asks, I don't see Mojo Rawley signing anywhere soon, or could he retire soon?
He's retiring.
He's just gonna join the Gronk party bus. That's all it's gonna be.
Yeah, that's probably it. He's gonna be he's probably gonna head to Tampa and just be a Gronk.
He's another one I could see in Impact. Meeting up with Cardona and Chelsea. Get a little stable going on over there.
The thing that
Why
sucks,
not?
the thing that sucks though is they can't sign anywhere or go anywhere until the end of July, which is
July 14th.
No, I heard it was the end of July.
I believe it's...
It's 3 months to the day. So it's going to be July 14th.
Yeah, it's the day before a TNA pay-per-view.
All right, so
Hey, that's my
But still-
birthday.
But still,
The 15th,
still-
not the 14th. So pay-per-views
but
on my
still,
birthday.
it's not. I think it's awful that they have to have that 3-month no compete clause, but they gotta deal with it.
Craith, I'll start this question with you. Who do you think should finally beat Roman for the title?
Hot take, Jey Uso. Next.
Martin.
That is an interesting question.
Yeah, you,
I say you can have a guy like Cesaro, but no. Adam Cole, maybe, but it's hard to say with what he's been doing the past few months. But you know what? I'm gonna say it. After he gets done with Pat McAfee for a few months of SmackDown, I'm gonna say it. Adam Cole.
there is only one man that can beat the head of the table.
Are you thinking of The Rock?
No. No, if The Rock ends up on any storyline, it's going to be for Roman to beat him to just solidify the quote-unquote next generation. The answer is Brock Lesnar.
Ooh, I did not think of him.
Roman is on such a different level right now that nobody should beat him. Nobody. Bring back Brock Lesnar.
The story is there because Heyman used to be with Brock, so the storyline is there. So I can actually see that happening.
I would pay a bunch of dimes to watch a Roman versus Brock in a Paul Heyman in a shark cage match.
Yeah.
I really would.
Dimes.
Bunch of dimes.
Calm down,
I-
Enzo Amore.
But you know what's interesting? I want to see the Brock Lesnar as a babyface because we always see him as this heel, but him as a babyface, I actually want to see that. And him coming back, being mad at Heyman.
This match can
sticking-
work as a heel versus heel with Heyman in the middle as the babyface.
Yeah, I was thinking tweener it up.
Yeah, but I can actually see this happening.
Give it to me at WrestleMania 36,000.
36.
I lost track. I think that's what was. We just had 37.
When is 35?
And I don't know. I lost count.
35, 36.
All right, we'll call it WrestleMania 412 next year,
Yeah.
2022. Martin, you have a rant that you want to go on Monday Night Raw, don't you? Or have we just about covered everything much more calmly?
I got everything. Wait. So you know T-Bar and Mace, right?
Yep, Teabag and Mace, got it.
I got a feeling that they're gonna be paired with the Hurt Business again. They're gonna be paired with the Hurt Business because after I saw what they did on Raw like 2 weeks ago, I'm like, oh no, are they really putting them with the Hurt Business? Because you had Shelton Benjamin and Cedric Alexander who were amazing with Bobby Lashley. When you replace them with T-Bar and Mace, I just don't get why you would do that. Like, why?
I would argue and say that Dio Madden and Dominic Dijakovic have a much higher ceiling than Shelton Benjamin and Cedric Alexander. And I would love the idea of them being paired with Bobby Lashley. They'd drop the stupid Retribution characters. Because as a unit, those two are beasts. They're giant. They can move. They have awesome move sets. And I dig it. It just without all the garbage, please.
Yeah, they got to drop the Retribution stuff first, which I think is happening pretty soon.
All right, Craith, I couldn't disagree with you more. Keep Madden and keep Dijak apart.
I mean,
and
that's
keep
fair,
them
but
the fuck away from the Hurt Business.
bro, they kind of give me Brothers of Destruction vibes when you look at them, you know? Right?
Ladies and gentlemen, this has been a great show. We're going to end it a little early.
Woo!
I love it. But yeah, no. Do not compare Dijak and Do You Imagine to one of the best tag teams that to ever step in the ring and the Brothers of Destruction. Don't compare those two.
You give them a couple of years, Martin. They'll get there. You see the choke slams they got going on? They're already halfway there. Honestly, and we'll drop like the antagonistic for a second. If we're talking just pure wrestling, like just pure ring work, Dominik Dijakovic can outwork the Undertaker. Let's be honest, people. He can do a moonsault. Taker can't do a moonsault.
Taker can barely walk the ropes.
Yeah, it takes them like an hour to get to the ring. like an entire match could be Undertaker walking to the ring, and they can just stand there for like an hour, and that's just the entire match. Like, give them an hour of Undertaker walking to the ring.
I've been tempted to book that exact segment on CEW, Martin. You have no idea.
Oh, no.
We've been trying to entice him to do it too.
Oh,
He won't bite yet.
no,
I'm waiting. I want him to do it. Just straight up an hour's worth of the Undertaker entrance.
That could probably happen with how slow he walks to the ring.
he'd probably just quit. Like, it wouldn't even like it'd be a warning or anything. Taker would just walk out. Just no,
Yeah,
I got places to be, bro.
I got plenty of time, but not for this.
Can we bring up Chad's comment because he's really wrong?
Yes,
I'm
yes,
upset
we
about
can.
it. Yeah. Billy Kay is the star there, buddy. I don't say Peyton is the genetic. Not saying Peyton's bad because Peyton's a fantastic wrestler, but again, that's all she was. Like, Billy elevated Peyton so much, and just without them together, it was. But Billy can get over. Billy Kay did the most important thing any wrestler could ever can, and she got over on 5 seconds of screen time. She got over on 10 seconds of screen time. Every week she got over, and really that's grabbing this brass ring, and she got fired, right? Peyton didn't wow anybody in her matches, but Billy Kay seized every opportunity and still got sacked for it. So what does that tell anybody?
If you told me when the Iconics broke up that Peyton Royce, that Billy Kay would be the one that would be the most successful after the breakup, I would have called you insane. I would have said that no way Peyton Royce is going to be the one that breaks out. But no, it's Billy Kay. And why? Because WWE, because she got over. And WWE didn't know what to do with Peyton Royce outside of putting her in a tag team with Lacey Evans.
That was so infuriating.
Why?
Just the quiet shuffling of women tag team in general is really aggravating. Like, we don't pay attention. Like Tamina or Natalia wasn't just teaming with Lana or something. Like, come on, I hate it.
Everybody teams with everybody, and on any given week, you can team with somebody else.
Like, I know you wanted women's tag division, you had Peyton Royce and Billy Kay and Lacey Evans, but you had an actual tag team in Peyton Royce and Billy Kay. Why not just use them more?
So are we all in agreement here that Shayna and Nia are just placeholders until the Bellas finally come back?
I guess.
Unfortunately.
Cool. Glad we're all in agreement. So let's transition here. Pause for dramatic effect. Okay, pause over. So let's transition here. We had our first week. We have a very special guest joining us, and he looks like something the cat dragged in, but we love him anyway.
Oh boy.
Hey. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Game Changer Sports Network. I'm your host, JD, and I appreciate y'all holding down the fort. What's going on? How are we doing?
I'm pretty good.
Well,
are you in a hunting lodge?
He looks like he's in a hunting lodge.
Yeah,
he actually does. Oh, no.
Wow, I picked the
Hunting
perfect time to transition, guys.
It really is.
That's great hosting abilities.
Hey,
I'm not even here for 40 minutes, and I'm still an awesome host.
Look at you go.
I guess we'll count this as a choo-choos in the chat.
oh boy.
So, Jay, first things first, how the hell are you?
Been working my booty off like usual, and because of that, I ended up missing a whole lot of WrestleMania. Although I heard I didn't miss a ton.
No, you did not.
Night one was
Night one-
phenomenal,
Yeah, night
inspiring,
one was amazing. Oh,
and
That's what
then
I've heard.
two was reality. It was just a crash.
oh yeah. Oh yeah. So from what I've heard,
I wasn't impressed with either night.
I loved night one.
yeah,
Made
night
me a
one
fan
to me
again.
was amazing.
Night one made me a fan again.
And night two made me
Ooh.
not a fan again. So we
Yeah,
got a
but-
whole 24 hours.
You know what?
Real quick, Martin. Everybody remember, make sure you like this video, share this video, comment on this video, be a friend, tell a friend, let somebody know you love us because we love you.
But yeah, so during night one, I was watching Bianca Belair versus Sasha Banks, and
Phenomenal match.
Bianca Belair versus Sasha Banks, and oh my god, I did not know how hard a woman's hair could sound. Like when she hit Sasha Banks with the hair, I was like, that's legit. Oh my god. I'm like, how that is it that hard? But yeah, according the wealth of Sasha, oh my god, that, it was like red, like bright red, like right on his thighs, and I thought it was real.
It is real.
It's not real.
If you saw the picture of Sasha Banks, she got hurt. It was
Oh yeah.
something.
Yeah, it
Don't
did.
get me wrong. Sasha versus Belair was the highlighter. And by the way, for those of you confused, we didn't have a show last week. We had some complications with all of our schedules not working out, so we haven't talked about WrestleMania. But Belair versus Banks was the match of the weekend.
Agreed.
Absolutely beautiful.
That hair whip is going to be in the WrestleMania highlight reel forever. Forever.
But you know what? But I wish that WWE ran WrestleMania for a good minute or two longer, because after the match, whoever Belair's husband is, I think it's Montez. Yeah, it's Montez. He ran to the ring, and they celebrated. And from what I saw, it was amazing. And he had her on his shoulders, and she was raising the title, and that was just that was a magical moment if they actually saw that.
Jay, I had to rechange every single person and every single box call because you decided to just boot it out.
I touched something, and you know what? That's why you have me here as a pretty face and voice.
But so Peacock.
No, I totally don't mean to cut Martin off again, but
So Peacock, they apparently cut all the rain delays and all the stuff that happened during WrestleMania during the rain delay.
see, why would they even do that? They have the WWE streaming on its own platform. It's not like there's something coming on after it.
Apparently they
What
cut
do
it
you
off.
need to cut the time for?
What all
That's-
happened during the rain delay exactly? 'Cause
Like,
I didn't
interviews.
Superstars had impromptu interviews. So I want to pivot over to the ratings on the first week with AEW and NXT on separate shows. Off the top of your head, does anybody know what NXT's rating was?
Nobody cares. Not really.
If I remember correctly, it was like 849,000.
Yeah, it was better, but not quite a million.
AEW, I heard that cracked 1 million.
It was 1.2 million.
Yes.
Ooh, wow.
1.2.
1.2. So
And that is amazing for their first show as a solo.
now that obviously has to put you on the radar, Vincent Kennedy McMahon. 1.2, you're getting close to Monday Night Raw already.
Yeah.
I believe there was actually a report saying that after those numbers came out that the dynamic in the back shifted.
Well,
whatever that's supposed to mean.
Could have fooled me with how Monday Night Raw was.
Right. We gotta do something big, boys. We gotta get Charlotte on the screen.
Go ahead.
We need to suspend Charlotte. Got it.
For no reason.
Oh. Jay, you seem perplexed.
No, it's just I don't know. I mean, your competition makes some big numbers. They're on the map. It's still they haven't even been around for 2 years yet. You suspend one of your biggest woman stars. From what I heard, the Raw after WrestleMania was lackluster. One of the best Raws to ever catch is the one right after WrestleMania. It's the most important. The fans are rabid.
In the Thunderdome.
Yeah, but if these are fan bases that usually hijack shows right after WrestleMania. We're talking some of the best interactions, and interactions, whether they're great or bad, it is what it is. But these crowds have been known to hijack shows, literally. And I've heard that it's been lackluster. I heard that this week didn't even compare to. It was the same thing. So what is your plan? What is your plan to go ahead and try to combat or be competitive with AEW? The first night that it is uninterrupted without any competition starts really gunning for your flagship show. What's the plan here?
They don't got a plan.
I said there's no plan to have. The best they can do is hope and pray that, AEW doesn't actually start doing better than Monday Night Raw.
Right. So an interesting tidbit is, not to cut you off, Jay, is that Pat McAfee noted that Vince McMahon was not present on Friday Night SmackDown, and I wonder if that might extend to Monday as well. Now, he's done this before. I think it was 2017, but there was about 3 months solid reports were coming out that Vince McMahon wasn't at any shows. He was on a vacation, or his mother. He wasn't at the shows, and I'm wondering if this decline in a product could be a case of that. But also, Raw's been garbage for over a year, so maybe
that's true.
Maybe they're just complacent in the COVID era. Nobody to boo us, nobody to hijack the shows. Let's do what we want. Maybe.
Does it not feel like complacency at this point?
It absolutely does.
I feel like we're just going through motions at this point. The Fiend storyline, I can give it that. At least it's creative. Besides that, is there anything that you're getting hyped up about, like super hyped up about?
Can I just say how I don't think the Fiend storyline is creative at all? And it really makes me want to rant about that. The problem, okay, really quick. Okay, so I've been thinking about this a lot. All right, the problem with WWE and fantasy characters is when you're writing a supernatural or a fantasy character, that character has to exist within its own set of rules. He has to exist in his own world. He has to exist and abide by those rules. The problem with the Fiend is they don't fucking have any of those, man. He literally does whatever he wants. Anytime, there's no continuity in his powers. We have no idea what his actual motivation is. It's garbage. There's nothing. They can't even write within their own universe. So of course they can't make a supernatural one work. No, the Fiend is dead. The Fiend is dead. All right.
I'm so happy that I was able to do that.
That was
creatively, that's a thing of beauty. Thank you, Craith. I like it. Can you start booking shows?
Oh yeah, maybe
on
I had
TEW.
random music start playing in my ear.
Maybe I'll come in second again.
Are we ever gonna, I don't know, maybe do that?
Tell the
What is
Tanks to
this?
stop calling me.
Bro, I will burn your company to the ground.
I mean, I'm not saying that you should, because that would be bad.
Yeah, I don't know anything about your company. I don't know the name, the location, but I do know there's trains in Wisconsin. A lot of them.
You just gotta start
Well,
pulling up spikes. You just
I
gotta
was
start
gonna-
pulling up railroad spikes.
I was gonna say I should just hop
Don't
on
do
a
it.
train.
I'd say go ahead
Eventually
and
I'll
do
end
it,
up
but
in New
there aren't
Hampshire.
any. They're
Oh,
already
man.
lying by the sides of the rails.
That's safe.
Anyways, let's stop talking about the railroad. Because definitely nothing going on the railroad over here. I mean, by here I just mean me.
Yeah, you're hunting, right?
Yes, this is definitely a hunting lodge.
Week K
WEEI.
of
So
hunting.
somebody's a Red Sox fan behind you. WEEI's strike right there.
Oh, is that what that is?
The
Yeah.
K, yeah.
That said week K. I was like, hey.
Yeah, it's WEEI. It's a
Yeah.
radio station out there.
Oh,
Good eyes, man. Good eyes.
I mean, that's literally the only thing I can read because it's like big.
Yeah. No, don't mind anything else. There we go.
It's so nice to have Jay back, everybody.
Agreed.
I try. But besides that, what's been going on? What have we been talking about? What are our situations? Are we excited about anything that's coming up?
The NFL draft.
We just hit WrestleMania. So is there anything really exciting to get like super pumped up for on
The
horizon?
NFL draft.
Okay, like how many guys from the NFL draft are really going to make it to the wrestling side of things? I mean, we've only got a few.
That's fair. That's fair.
I mean, Inner Circle and the Pinnacle are building to a blood and guts match, and that's pretty hype. I'm pretty geared for that. I guess.
I agree. It should
He's
be
on
fun.
board. Well, that's good.
Chris Stantler's back. That's awesome. I
So,
almost forgot.
so basically, it's AEW and Pat McAfee on commentary. That's the only thing we're excited about.
Yeah.
Yeah. Raw actually makes me less excited for wrestling as a whole, so I think I'm just gonna stop Raw completely.
Yeah. So I have to fully agree with that. I don't know if we want to like stop covering Monday Night Raw.
We should
How
give it
about-
a 30-second check. Was Raw good this week? No.
No.
How
How about we just make Matt do Raw?
Yeah.
perfect?
Here you go, Matt.
Of course. You don't do it.
All right, so we'll cover wrestling as a whole. Besides that, and Matt will take care of Raw.
For those of you that don't quite understand the joke, what have you guys seen Matt on the show? Just saying.
Yeah, everyone going, who's Matt? That's the point, guys.
That is Matt is a person. I want them to
Matt
know
is a
Matt is a person.
He's real.
He
He's
doesn't
real.
say
He can go ahead and write a beautiful Raw article for us. How's that sound? Each week,
I'm in. Say no
Cool.
more, fam.
and we don't have to do any talking about Raw until AEW overtakes it in ratings.
Or
There you
until something
go.
stupid
All right.
happens.
I gotta say, I don't know what we're gonna talk about if we're not bitching about Raw, though.
That's a good point.
We'll bitch about SmackDown.
Can we
Will
bitch about
we?
CM Punk teasing matches that he's absolutely not
Never
ever
gonna
going
do.
to take? Because I'm getting sick of CM Punk.
Yeah, that's not gonna happen.
I heard, there was a lot of people suggesting that at WrestleMania, because it was going to have a live audience, we were going to get random CM Punk chants. Did that actually ever happen?
I don't
Not
recall.
that I heard.
Not really.
Downstairs?
Mm-mm. No.
No.
But now he's talking about a match with Ospreay, so
Yeah, Osprey, yeah, he's been doing really good.
No worries,
Yeah.
bro.
Ospreay.
Okay,
Punk
man.
basically said if he still holds the title at the end of the summer, tell him to call me or something like that.
Which title? Because he holds 2 titles currently.
It's just one now, isn't it?
No. He's also Ospreay is also Rev Pro champion.
Oh,
Which is
well, I'm
really
sure
good.
he's just talking about New Japan.
Yeah, New Japan.
That would make
But
sense.
that's a good question. Is CM Punk a draw for Eastern audiences like he would be in the West? Yeah, that's the would he do anything?
That's been a question for Jay.
You would not move the needle.
Yeah, Jay, would Japan would they even book Gaijin versus Gaijin match for the world title? Would they even do that?
I mean, it's not like
the Kingdom.
Yeah, it's not like it hasn't happened.
Has it happened at Kingdom?
At Kingdom?
Yeah.
Not that I recall. I mean, I'm sure it's happened with other titles, but not for the main title. That's for darn sure. Darn sure.
Jay, the only one on this show that's not okay with swearing.
You know what? Each time I get in front of a camera, that's just how I get.
That's fair.
Jay, do you think
Jay is our child-friendly person on the show?
He's the guy that you want everybody to be like, but that your child can look up to. But
yes, well, I mean,
like
I'm
child friendly.
The reason why I dyed my hair was because I was actually going for a clown afro. But
all right, Sideshow Bob.
But I'm sorry, Craith, you're still asking New Japan questions, and I love doing that.
I was going to ask, do you actually see Ospreay holding the title for any credible length of time, or do you think he's just a placeholder to drop it to someone more popular like Okada?
I think he's going to. If he drops it, it's going to be to Okada. I think they're going to continue to tease an Okada match versus Ospreay because that's really how Ospreay got into New Japan. Was Okada seeing him in England and then coming back and saying, "We need this guy. This guy is good." Ospreay joined Chaos. Ospreay then betrayed Chaos and Okada very specifically to start United Empire.
If that happens,
yeah,
it has to be Wrestle Kingdom next year. That's how I feel it would happen.
And I would have to agree with you, Martin. I think that Ospreay is going to actually get a decent title run, and it's going to be predominantly based off of other people basically cutting in front of Okada, just like Shingo did when Ospreay called out Okada after he won the title. Ospreay calls out Okada. Okada comes out. Before Okada says anything on the microphone, Shingo comes out, challenges Ospreay, and then says, "All right, after I win the title, Okada, I'm going to let you fight." And Okada didn't say a word. Not a word. And I think they're going to continue on with that.
So why build up Ibushi as God if you're just going to do all this?
Well, from what I understand, his contract might be up this month. And I know, Craith, you're getting interested. You're leaning in. Because I'm going to go ahead and hop on your theory.
Is there a certain?
I will go ahead. I will jump
on a certain company in Florida or Tennessee that would possibly be interested in him?
There's a lover that is missing him, for God's sake.
Or it was impacting Canada.
Do I think it's actually going to happen? It's very hard to say. It's very hard to say. But the fact that he finally won it and then dropped it, got to do something very interesting with combining those two belts. He got to do something historic in New Japan, which is awesome. Ibushi deserves to have done something historic in New Japan. But to then drop it so quickly, it reminds me too much of Omega's run as champion, who then dropped it rather quickly and abruptly and then was gone. So that's why I'm getting these vibes. I'm not saying it's going to happen, but it would make the most sense. And I will finally hop on there. I'm not going to give you full credit because you said that was going to be the Forbidden Door. That was the whole meaning for the Forbidden Door. I'm going to only give you half credit. But I could see.
Fair enough. It's all a work, Jay. His contract's not up. He's going over as a liaison. He's breaking that Forbidden Door open. He's going to beat Omega and bring the AEW title right back.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, we are out of time. Jay, thank you for joining us for the last 15 minutes. Craith, Martin, we love you both. You guys are the best. And we love everybody watching the most. Make sure you tune in tomorrow night where I will just be talking shit about sports again for a half an hour at 6:30 Central Time on Jolly Talks. I may or may not be working on having some guests.
I would first work on your advertisement. On Jolly Talks.
Well, my last name is Jolly Moore.
I know,
makes
but
sense.
you got to do a little bit better than
So it makes
finger
sense.
snap, finger gun, Jolly Talk. I would
Yeah,
suggest doing
it's a
something
little
like,
catchy. It's
I
catchy.
would suggest doing something a little bit like, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us on the Game Changer Sports Network. This has been the Ringside Roundup with Jake Jolly Moore, Mr. Martin Lee, Adam Craith, and of course, your host, JD. Thank you so much. Don't forget to follow and like us on Twitch, Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, wherever you get your social media, is where you can find us.
You didn't plug my show.
Yeah, I was giving you an example. Now just fill in blanks. with
Well,
Jolly
you can
Talk.
plug it in now. Well, you can plug
Copy
it
it,
now.
but don't make it obvious to the teacher.
Make
And
it
don't forget to check out Jolly
Jolly
Talk.
Talk.
All right, everybody.
Every weekday?
Every night.
It's Monday through
Monday
Thursday.
through Thursday,
Monday
yeah.
through Thursday, 6:30 Central Time. Jolly Talks.
Have a
Yeah.
good night, everybody.